Inside the deal, how Zack Allen became the bedrock of Denver's defensive future. In a move that signals the Denver Broncos' vision for a dominant defensive identity, the franchise has locked in one of its rising stars for the long haul. Defensive end Zack Allen inked a 4-year, $102 million contract extension, an investment that places him among the NFL's elite interior defenders and further underscores Denver's commitment to building a sustainable physical defense. This extension isn't just about cap numbers and talent metrics. It's about continuity, culture, and a player who's grown into one of the league's most underappreciated impact linemen. With this deal, Allen becomes the third highest-paid interior defensive lineman in the league, trailing only All-Pros like Aaron Donald and Chris Jones. For a player once seen as a developmental piece, it's a remarkable arc, and one driven in large part by a familiar face on the Broncos' sideline. Vance Joseph, architect of Allen's ascent. The roots of this story stretch back to 2019, when Vance Joseph, then the defensive coordinator for the Arizona Cardinals, stood on the table for a third-round pick out of Boston College. Allen's early NFL years were a study in persistence, flashes of promise, injuries, and slow but steady growth under Joseph's system. When Joseph returned to Denver in early 2023, it wasn't long before Allen followed. Their reunion was more than symbolic. It was strategic. "Without Vance, I probably don't sign here in the first place," Allen acknowledged during his press conference. "He's believed in me since day one." It's rare in this league to have that kind of trust from a coach across multiple teams and seasons. Joseph's influence on Allen's game cannot be overstated. In Arizona, Allen developed his technique and football IQ. In Denver, under Joseph's renewed guidance, he's flourished, evolving from rotational depth into a full-fledged leader. Last season alone, Allen posted a career-high 8.5 sacks and 61 tackles over more than 900 defensive snaps. He was named a second-team All-Pro, an accolade that carried more weight than a Pro Bowl appearance in the eyes of many evaluators. Allen's growth, from grinder to franchise cornerstone. Allen's journey mirrors the kind of story that resonates across locker rooms, overlooked early, doubted often, and rewarded only through relentless work. For years, his name didn't dominate headlines. Now his game speaks volumes, the tape backs it up. According to Pro Football Focus, Allen ranked among the top 10 interior defenders in total pressures generated in 2024, consistently collapsing pockets and disrupting passing lanes. His versatility, capable of anchoring against the run while applying interior pressure, has made him a vital chess piece in Joseph's evolving defensive scheme. "Zack does the dirty work," head coach Sean Payton noted. "He brings consistency, effort, and leadership every single day. You win with guys like that." Payton's words aren't empty praise. Around the league, teams are prioritizing defensive trench play to counter increasingly high-powered offenses. Denver, long a franchise with a legacy of defensive toughness, is re-establishing that identity through cornerstone investments, and Allen's extension is emblematic of that vision. Culture over hype. But Allen's impact isn't measured solely in stats or salary. Internally, he's become a tone setter. In meetings, in workouts, and during game week preparation, teammates view him as the model of professionalism. His comments to the media reflect a bigger picture, one of building something that lasts. "We're laying bricks here," Allen said. "This contract isn't the finish line. It's another step in the process. I want to be a part of building a culture that competes every single year, that holds each other accountable, and that wins when it matters most." That message resonates in a locker room that's experienced its share of transition. With Sean Payton entering his second year as head coach and the front office committing to continuity in core positions, Courtland Sutton's recent extension being another example, the Broncos are leaning into stability. A franchise in transition, but with clarity. The Broncos' post-Russell Wilson era is taking shape, not with splashy free agent signings or flashy draft picks, but with quiet resolve and strategic roster building. Allen's deal is a reflection of that approach. Invest in homegrown talent, double down on proven systems, and reward the kind of internal leadership that drives winning cultures. As the 2025 season approaches, expectations in Denver are shifting. No longer content with mediocrity, the franchise is aiming higher, anchored by players like Zack Allen, who embody a new standard of excellence. If you believe in this new era of Broncos football, if you're driven by the same grit and passion Zack Allen brings every down, make sure to like this video, hit subscribe, and become part of our growing community. We're here for every snap, every storyline, and every moment that defines this league. This is more than football, it's the NFL, and it lives here.